welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a brand new episode of Sundays with Rida, and today we are going to be playing the therapy game. I'm going to tell you a little more about this. I am at the Paper and Pie Cafe here in Indranagar. I love the podcast room that they have. I get to just create content without having to worry about anything. So do check them out, and they have some amazing food. I am still sipping on my coffee, and let's just dive right into it. Okay, so firstly, I didn't know something like this existed. It's called the therapy game. I got this from Singapore when I was in Singapore last year in November. There are many cards like about relationship, about self, but this one had, I think, bunch of all of them mixed. So I was like, yeah, why don't we get this? So in this episode, I know that I used to put this out on my Instagram story and I would take your answers and questions for the same. I would probably do the same, where I can post a question, you can put your answers in, and then I can make a video on your answers and talk about them. They have several categories. This one is self, so this is the symbol for self. The relationship is blue in color. Then we have work, which is green in color. Then we have sex, which is a circle, and red in color. And the last we have anxiety, and it's in purple color, yellow and purple. So we'll be concentrating on anxiety because I've done a lot of videos on self-worth, self-love, self-that, self-this. So let's just go on anxiety and answer a few questions that they have. My sister has jumbled all the cards. That's exactly why I don't like sharing things. But they're your sisters, they get to do what they want to do. Alright, so I'm gonna flip these upside down and answer the questions for y'all. So the first question under anxiety is, what do you want to let go of once and for all? I think it's, what are the things you let go of once and for all? It will definitely be anxiety. I do have severe anxiety at certain situations, especially the ones that I cannot control. And the fact that it's deeply rooted to my childhood and deeply related with my family is crazy. For example, if I get a call out of the blue, which usually is not what I'd get from my family, it just freaks me out. It can be anything. It can be something that they're going through, or it can be something that I'm going through, but it gives me this crazy anxiety to a level where I just can't breathe. So if I have to let go of something, it will definitely be anxiety. I've gone to therapy, I've spoken about this, it's way better now, but it still stays. A lot of situations that I don't have control over leads me to severe anxiety. Our next question is, if you could not fail, how would you want to change things? To be frank, I'm someone who's given a shot at things regardless of failure or success, and I've always learned. But I think I would probably want to move out to a whole different country just to see how it would look like and have a whole new experience. But if I could not fail and I did not have to worry about money, I think I'd do a lot of things. But right now, I'm kind of constrained. Our next question under anxiety is, what are some source of sadness in your life? As of now, I'm doing really good and I'm happy about it. I've not had extreme anxiety for like good 4 months. I'm able to let go of things. I am not, have zero expectations from people. So I think I've learned, or I've come to a point where I don't associate my emotions to a certain thing. So when they detach or when they leave, I'm sad. But I think some of the sources of sadness in my life can be something that I can't control, some expectations from my family. Another source of sadness is not having control over certain things. Pisses me off big time. I think it's source of anger in life than sadness, because I don't tend to be sad. I'm mostly angry about things. So what did you learn about anxiety from each of your parents? With my mother, it's to live in denial. So she will just think that it's happening just like that. There's nothing of that sort. I have thought that, okay, the only way to escape this is to live in denial, but it does not work that way. If it is going to affect you in a long run. And from my father is to just, I've not seen my dad being very anxious, but I think one of the things that he does when he's anxious or he's going through something is to be either angry or he will want to stay away angry. So it's like both extremes. Either he's extremely silent or he's extremely angry. I kind of have to pick that up. What do you worry that others might think? I used to worry a lot before what others might think. Now I don't care. So I'm just going to go back in time and tell you what is it that I used to worry that other people might think. I think I have this sense of wanting to be liked and loved by people. And back then, now I don't care. So I used to always want to be in good pages. But I've realized that it does not matter if they choose to hate you, if they choose to dislike you. No matter what you do, they will not like you. I don't want them to see me in bad light. With my parents, I used to worry about the expectations that they had from me. But it feels so good to be in the stage of not giving a fuck and living my life. I just feel so good about it. So what do you tend to do when you feel anxious? I used to just go deep dive into this shell that I have, not talk to anybody, at times be aggressive as well. But as of now, whenever I'm anxious, I tend to call the closest of people who are able to hear me out and talk about it and figure it out with them. It has gotten way better, but also just steering away and staying with myself has helped me a lot with my anxiety. What would need to change for you to feel less anxious? Money. I think having a lot of money will make me feel less anxious. No, I think being in control of certain situations might make me feel less anxious. What do you tend to worry about? Future. I think it's with everybody. We tend to worry a lot about future. What's our next step? What is it that we're going to do? Will I be successful? Will I be able to take care of myself? If things go down, how will I take care of myself? So yeah, it's definitely future. What would you like to be reassured about? Firstly, now I don't seek validation from people, but if I want to be reassured about something, it would be, you can do it. Take a deep breath. I know that it's a little tricky right now, but you got this. You got this figured out. Who taught you to worry? My parents. If you're not worried, it's constantly like, why the hell are you not serious in life? You gotta be constantly worrying about everything. I think we learned that from our parents. So yeah, I think it's definitely my parents. If you were a friend of yours, what would you tell yourself about the challenges you face? I know it's hard as of now, but you got this figured out. You can do this. Just take a deep breath and just letting you know that I'm here for you no matter what. What might you want to cry more about if the occasion was right? I do cry occasionally. At times, it's just too many things happening. It's some things piled up. There are no reasons attached to it. And every time I feel that, I would just go to my washroom or my room and just cry it out. And I feel so much better about it. So no, I don't think I wait for occasions. I make occasions. I'm a crybaby. What scares you about other people? I think control is what scares me about other people. I hate the idea of being controlled by someone, as well as having that entitlement from their end, knowing the fact that you have to do what you have to do because I'm in control or I'm in charge. It scares me, or letting go of my freedom to another person is what scares me the most. What is the world far too judgmental about? Draw the discussion back to yourself too. I think the world is far too judgmental about women just wanting to live their life the way they want to. It just scares the shit out of people knowing the fact that this is an independent woman who knows what exactly she wants and she will do it. And it's sad because let women do what they want to do. Let them breathe, let them live. If you could wave a magic wand, what would you want to be able to alter about your life? Definitely my childhood. My childhood. It's said that we worry about certain things to escape other greater worries. What might be these greater worries be for you? So there's one worry, then you start worrying. I think it's a chain reaction, right? You start worrying about one thing and then you think about another thing and then another thing, another thing. As I said, for me, it's always going to be the future. Describe the very worst that could happen if things you are worried about came to pass. How could they be survived? To be frank, when I do something, one of the things that I always ask myself is, what's the worst that could happen out of this decision I'm making or out of this situation? If it is not me dying, I'm okay giving that a shot. Or if it's extreme consequences where I'll not be able to take it or my mental health is in jeopardy, then no. I'll say a hard no then and there. I think the very worst for me is me dying. What do the negative voices in your head focus on when they criticize you? When I criticize myself, I don't do that anymore. I'm really, really glad that I don't do that anymore. But before, I used to feel that I was not good enough for anything or anybody. And I did not feel like I deserved anything at all that came my way. When you are soothing yourself, which person who once soothed you in real life do you hear? I think it's myself. My little younger self is who comes to my mind. I'm like, yeah, she was able to take care of herself and she can do it too. So it's little Rida who comes back and forth every time I need someone to soothe me. Or yes, I do have some close people in my list right now that I can call up and talk to or seek help from. So it's been good. The last question is, what do you fear in social context? The things that I fear in social context is definitely not reaching the expectations that people have set out previously. But now I'm just way past that. But yeah, a lot of things have changed. Thankfully, luckily that I'm able to say that this is what I used to feel. I don't feel this anymore, but I hope you're also able to reach to a space where you're not feeling this anymore. It is a journey. A lot of it is my experiences and understanding that it's a life. At times you're in control, at times you're not, and there's no point of you worrying about things that you're not in control or not in charge. So yeah, this was very nice though, but I'm going to post these questions on my stories, get your answers, and make a YouTube video on your replies and answers as well, because I'm excited to know what you'd respond. So stay tuned for another beautiful episode. I loved my Sunday. I enjoyed making this. 4 more categories. Maybe next Sunday I will pick up another topic to talk about and we'll explore the same. Until next time, sayonara. This is Rida signing off.